Welcome to the Boundless Bible. My name is David Shapiro.
Hey, I'm Javi Marquez.
And I'm Jason Holloway. Okay, guys, we are going to try a different format for a moment. Really short episode. We just pop a question back and forth, and the answers are unexpected, or maybe deep, or any number of levels. So today we're just going to try a really quick hit of answering a question that David has for us. So give it a shot.
Let me ask you guys, I want you to recreate the moment you first accepted Christ.
That's a bigger question.
Can I draw it out? No, we got to.
Can I draw a picture?
Stick figures. For me, I feel like I can't recall the moment I gave my life to Christ, but I could recall a moment that God was speaking directly to me. And it was a moment when I was engaged to my wife for a while. We haven't really took the plunge to get married. And I'm sitting in the service. It was during the time that I was being open to God and purpose and just kind of the universe, whatever it was. And we were in the service, and it was the first time in that church. And the pastor was speaking on marriage and the importance of marriage.
Oh, that's right.
And I just felt God was like sitting right next to me going, "What are you doing? I'm speaking to you." And in that moment, I was going, who is this person that's speaking directly to me? I want to know more of this thing. And then I dived into the books. I dived straight into it. And then from there on, it led me to Christ. But I can't remember the call when I said I'm going to say yes to Christ.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a lot, but yeah.
David, what's yours?
Oh, for mine was, I had quite a bit of trauma as a young boy with my family, with my father. And grew up feeling that all the time. When I went to church, I heard the pastor, and like a lot of sermons, sometimes you feel like it's directly for you. Mm. And I remember him talking about the Heavenly Father that loves you. Mm. And I had this moment of, wait, there's a Father who loves me?
Wow.
And God just spoke right to me. I mean, it really was one of those moments when everything went silent, right. Everything slowed down, time slowed down. I couldn't tell you one other thing in that sermon. That moment just replayed in my head over and over and over. And it was just the touch of God at that moment. And that was it. And I was instantly hooked and instantly in love and couldn't believe that the Heavenly Father out there loved me like that.
Can I get you a tissue?
You can't expect me to go after that. No, look, I think that's a powerful thing. And I think to some extent,
that was beautiful.
I think to some extent, that's the call for many of us, is that moment where we realize, wow, I'm not worthy of any of that love. Mm-hmm. I haven't done anything to be worthy of it. I'm not capable of doing anything to be worthy of it, but yet I am that loved. Grace. And if I was to tell my story, it's kind of the same thing. Now, there's all kinds of weird little calls through the years. There's so many weird calls where I would hear it or know it and I would ignore it. But I think the most recent just call to action was sitting in fact, it was weird because it was Easter and we went to one service with my wife, but I just didn't have that down home revival feeling, which I hadn't felt in 20 years. And something called to me after that first service and said, you need to go somewhere else. You need to take your family and go somewhere else. Mm. And I've never been to another church down here. So I didn't know where to go. And I Googled up a church. I found our church. I ended up standing in the row. And I've told the story before, but it was the same thing. It was like the world stopped turning for a while God stood behind me and said, this is home. This is where you need to be. I do love you like that. I do care for you like that. It doesn't matter what you've done. Let go of that shame. Let go of that feeling of inadequacy. And I'm here for you. And it's a huge moment, man. But I think it again happened last year. There's again another altar call. And it didn't have to be an altar call. I think it was just the thing that got me to like publicly move forward. But the actual moment I accepted, I knew in that exact moment that this is home.
I'll tell you something. I'm going to let you into a little secret real quick, Jason, that I don't think you ever knew this. That weekend when you were really experiencing Christ, we talked about that in our staff meeting. We talked about how amazing it was. Yeah. For you, because at that point a couple of us knew you. We knew your story. We were all praying for you. And to watch you experience God that way was something we actually celebrated in our meetings together.
Yeah.
Just so you should know, you were actually celebrated and prayed for by name.
See, it's feelings like this, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. On to the next question next week. See you guys.